My wonderful people, I am here with a over 30 book haul. I have a lot of different books that I had purchased recently that I want to show you and I'm really excited about, and I have a bunch of different genres, so I just wanted to make a video and tell you what I have gotten recently. I have a bunch of romance and I have a bunch of other genres that I've accumulated. The romance I got because a lot of them, there was a romance bookstore that sadly went out of business, but a bunch of their books were on sale for 50% off. I got some at Barnes & Noble. So yeah, and then yeah, the rest have come from different places. So I just want to get into it and show you the books. And I have to start with, I have 3 Chloe Liese books. I have the Two Wrongs Make a Right, Better Hate Than Never, and Only and Forever. I have read a lot of her books, and I believe those are the 3 that I have not read that I still have to read. If you do not know, she writes romances that involve neurodivergent and physically disabled characters, which is great. And they're just like also just really good stories, romance. And I'm kind of obsessed with her at this point. One of my favorite YouTuber channels, The Roomies Digest, Christine, one of the 2 people that are on that channel, introduced me to her, and I'm so glad. And I am also excited because she's gonna in the next few months come out, I believe in April, with a new book, so I'm very excited. I really want to read these right now, but I have a bunch of other books that I need to finish before I start any other books, so I will get to those eventually. But yeah, so those are the first 3 that I'm probably, like, if I had to say I'm the most excited, these are, because she's my favorite author, one of my favorite authors. Then I have 2 Ali Hazelwoods. At this point I have not read an Ali Hazelwood book, which is kind of surprising, to be honest, given how popular she is. But I do have The Love Hypothesis, which I know has mixed reviews, but I am, this was one of the books that was 50% off at the closing sale, so I was like, why not? I'll get it. And then I also have one of her more recent releases, Not in Love, so I will form my own opinion and figure it out. That. Then I also have Lucy Undying, which is a book that has to do with Dracula. I think it's like a retelling of one of the characters. I'm not like super familiar with Dracula, but I love the cover and I heard this is really good, so I'm gonna give it a go. Then I have a book called Hate Mail by Donna, I don't know how to say her last name, but I think this is like enemies to lovers and like reconnection, and so I am excited about this. An author I have read before, Sarah Adams. I read The Match, and this is called The Enemy. I thought The Match was okay. I think it wasn't like super great for me or super bad. It was kind of in the middle, so I was like, okay, this is on sale. Like, that's my justification for a lot of this. I'm going to give her a chance to see if maybe it was just that book, or if she's just not the author for me, or maybe she will be the author for me. We will see. I have some self-published ones too that I'm gonna just show you. I think, yeah, let me double check. I think these are all self-published. I could be wrong, but I don't know much about them, but I was like, oh, they look so cute. Rain, Rain, Go Away, or Run Away. This has to do with like a small town romance, which I think is really cute. I have Attached at the Heart, which is, I just realized, a 3rd book in a series, and it's a Marriage of Convenience type and Doctor, so I think this will be really good. Needs more time. It's about a teacher, and she's like trying to recover from the pandemic, and she finds love, and I think she's like a camp counselor during the summer. And this one, I have no idea what it's about, but it just looked cute. It's called Glad You Exist by Kay Rockwell. So the print is kind of tiny on the back, but I will see. Then the rest are, oh, and then this is not self-pubbed, but it's Lightning in Her Hands, and I think it's like she has electricity, and I don't know, it kind of seems like light fantasy, so we'll see. Then I have an author that is really popular at the moment. It's a book called Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. I'm assuming that this is going to be Enemies to Lover, just given the title. Then another book that I've seen around Instagram is First Time Caller, which has to do with like a radio show, and I don't know, yeah, it just looks really cute, and really, I love the colors on the cover, so we'll see. Then this book, A Wish for Us, by Tilly Cole, I recently read A Thousand Boy Kisses, and it destroyed me. I almost got the follow-up book to A Thousand Boy Kisses. I decided, you know what, no, I'm gonna wait, but this was on the buy one get one 50% off table, so I decided to pick it up and see. Then I have my I think this is my first Abby Jimenez, maybe my second, and it's just for the summer, and I do have the audiobook checked out on this, so I am excited to read it. Then my last romance book before we get into the other genres is Paper Hearts by Ali Novak. Novak? Yes. So I'm not quite sure. Again, this is one that I'm not quite sure about. I just kind of honestly bought, but I will see. I know a lot of people love her Life with the Walter Boy series, so we'll see about this. And that is it for the romance. These are just a mix of like fantasy, sci-fi, nonfiction, literary, just a bunch, and I'm just going to pick one up and show you what it is, basically, and just kind of go in the random pile. So I have this book called A Little History of Literature. I am wanting to get into a master's program for literature, and I thought, okay, this might be good to just have and learn like the history and what was popular at certain times of history. So the thing I'm kind of weary about is the print is a little small, but other than that, I think this will be a really good just introduction to some of the important works of literature over time. Then this one I got from Powell's. They had a whole disability section in the front of their store, and this is Joined at the Joints, which has oh, what is it that she has? It's like a romance. I don't know what it is that she's chronically ill is all I'm seeing at the moment. And I'm sure that there's gonna be a little bit of romance in here, but I thought this was like really cute looking, so then I picked up the Unmaking of June Farrow. I heard that this was really good, and I kind of just wanted to finally have it and read it. So I don't really have much to say about it, other than I'm excited to read it at some point. The next two is, I don't know if it's a duology. I don't really know much about this. I just thought it looked really interesting. It's, I don't know what this series is even called. Does it have it in there? I don't know what this series is. Oh, okay, it says it right on. It says Drago's Premiere series. Book 1 is Season of the Dragon, and then the Spring Dragon. I don't know if this is romantasy, because this was at the bookstore that I was telling you about, and it was like a romance focused bookstore mostly, so I don't know if this is gonna be like romantasy or not, but I thought the covers looked really cool, so like that's kind of why I bought it. The next one is like, I don't know if it's considered a sequel, but it is a Strange House. I really loved, was it called Strange Pictures? Yeah, Strange Pictures by this author was like really good, so I decided to pick up Strange Houses, and I am gonna read this. I have a bunch of like shorter books that I want to do like a read through of, like just have a day where I read short books, so I'm gonna save this for that video, or I might make a video, but that day where I just read a bunch of short books, because yeah, it has like a bunch of pictures like of the layout of the house in it, so I think that'll be really good and really like kind of a quick read. The next one I'm super excited about. They're making a movie out of it, and I saw the trailer and I was super like, oh, that looks like really a good, like a really intense movie, and that's The Long Walk by Stephen King. I want to read it before the movie comes out. I think it comes out this year, but I've read a few Stephen Kings, but this just seems really like just like good and really intense, and like what's gonna happen. So I know actually this is a lot of Stephen King's fans, one of their favorite books. I was reading the comments on the trailer, and people have been waiting for a film adaptation, so hopefully it will be a good one. I think this will be one of the books I read sooner than later. And another book I got at Powell's on the disability representation is The Silence Between Us, and it involves young deaf characters, and I'm hard of hearing learning sign language, so I was like, yes, I want to read this, and it is really pretty cover. So some of these I don't know a lot about, like, to be honest with you. Some of these were impulsive buys, just being completely honest, but I think they'll be really good. And this is a cozy fantasy called Practical Potions by Ren Jones. And oh, it's The Practical Potions and Premeditated Murder, and it's just so cute. I think it's so cute. Honestly, it was a cover buy, not gonna lie. The Earth Abides is a classic sci-fi book, and it sounds really interesting, and it's like apocalyptic sounding, so I do want to read this. And this is like a classic, and so I want to read it sometime soon. And then this one, okay, if you know me, you know that I love dogs, so this is kind of why I bought this book. It's The Red Dog Farm by who's this by? Nathaniel Ian Miller, and it's just like about family and connecting with them, I think. Yeah, I think this will be like a really heartwarming book. Hopefully nothing sad happens. And then I have 3 more books. I'm going to show you The 5 Ways of Wealth. This is a nonfiction kind of self-help book, but I think it took a really interesting perspective. From what I can tell by just reading the description, is that wealth is more than just monetary, and I think that that's a really interesting and good way to look at things. And so it just kind of talks about that, and I think I will probably highlight some stuff in here. And yeah, so that is that. And then the last 2 books are more horror based books. The first one is a book that a lot of people have read and that I've seen all over the internet, and just like, I'm like, okay, I have to read this at some point, and that is All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. Actually, I think even the day I bought this, somebody was telling me about it and how much they loved it, and I was like, okay, it's almost 600 pages, but hopefully it will go by, and it looks like the chapters are short, which help. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. And then the last but not least is the opposite. It is a novella. This author is one that I am kind of trying to form my opinion on. I think he's a very talented author, although that being said, I haven't really like loved one of his books, but I do want to go back and read some of his books, and I also have one of his novellas here, Mapping the Interior, and that author is Stephen Graham Jones. This has been on people's like Instagrams and stuff, and yeah, this is one of those other books that I'm gonna read maybe when I have this Saturday off, so I might just spend my day off just like most of the day resting and just like reading a bunch of short books. But I'm really hoping that this one is something I enjoy, because it's just kind of frustrating, because I'm like, I want to enjoy his like stories, like I really do, but I haven't really like, I haven't 100%. But I do want to go back and read of Only Good Indian and some of those, and hopefully I can kind of like get it more. But yeah, anyways, not to go on a tangent about that. But those are all the books that I have acquired and I'm gonna read soon, hopefully. Let me know what books you purchased and or reading, and I will talk to you later. Bye.